One of a kind.
A BB candidate?
Either that, or...
a sacrifice.
A foundation. A bridge.
Anybody hear me?
Sam, it's Hartman. Be advised that chiral density in regions predisposed to strandings has increased dramatically. No doubt the beach is to blame. BTs drawn into our world under these circumstances may be affected in unpredictable ways.
This is fucking pointless.
Sam, do you copy? I've been looking into Clifford Unger and wanted to share my thoughts. To recap, Unger was a U.S. Special Forces operative whose retirement roughly coincided with the Death Stranding. After he left the service, he somehow became involved in the early BB experiments. However, he died before they ended. Now, while the circumstances surrounding his death are not entirely clear, I'm beginning to suspect that these battlefields of his are at least partially sustained by his enduring emotional attachments. Anger, resentment, regret. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with the BB experiments. That much seems clear given his repeated attempts to steal Lou. Cliff seems to be driven by a compulsion to reclaim our BB, as if that will make him whole again. A compulsion so powerful that he was not only able to drag himself from the depths of hell, but bring a piece of that hell along with him. One thing's for sure, he's nothing like a BT.
Like you talk, but what will I do when you're not around? When you're not around. When you're not around. When you're not around.
ID. Econ keeping weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Next level trust issue.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Well, good work. Order assigned.
Sam, it's about the BP. According to official records, they were continued in secret on the order of... supposedly with the primary objective of developing BT detect any advancements that could be applied to the fields of chiral communications and beach research. But it turns out, that's just a cover. The truth is, BBs were originally conceived as catalysts for the They're integrated into the infrastructure of not cities for that very reason. Every single one you've brought into the fold. It was probably Amelie herself who installed them as she moved west with the first expedition, carrying out her mother's grand plan, making sacrifice after sacrifice on the altar. President Strand told the people what they wanted to hear and did what she thought had to be done. Also, America could be whole again. I'll be in touch.
Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked. Good morning, Sam. Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Hey Sam, I see you're coming up on Lake Knot. Stay strong. We're all rooting for you to finish the job and come home safe. By the way, I've made more progress in a certain investigation. It seems that Clifford Unger willingly put his own child in the care of the scientists conducting the BB experiments. But he did so completely unaware of their true intentions. This is pure speculation, but I think when Cliff found out about their plans, he attempted to reclaim custody. And after he failed, and why else would Cliff hold Amelie hostage on the beach? He must know that there's no time to lose. You have to save her and the director. Though There must be more to their relationship. I'll see what I can find.
Access delivered. Order assigned.
Got a moment, Sam? So there's no way he could have made the jump to Amelie's beach if they didn't share a strong personal connection, right? Well, I looked, and I couldn't see one. The network should have contained something, anything, but there was nothing whatsoever. His entire life prior to his tenure with Bridges has been redacted. His name, his past, everything. There's no telling who he was. Which led me to consider another possibility. What if it isn't the director and Amelie who have a connection, but the director and Clifford Unger? And what if that connection is what facilitated the director's jump to Amelie's beach? If it's those two who have a personal history, then it might explain why Cliff is holding the director hostage as well. But even if that were the case, it doesn't answer the bigger question. How the hell did the two of them end up on Amelie's beach?
Sam, Hartman here. There's something else I'd like you to consider. A guess, albeit an educated one, concerning Cliff's objective. Somehow, with the aid of the chiral network, Our individual beaches have begun to coalesce, resulting in the formation of a single massive seam. Should this process continue, there is a risk that BTs will flood across into our world, bringing about a Death Stranding on a heretofore unprecedented scale. Now, Clifford Unger's battlefields and my own beach appear to be unaffected. They do not and have never intersected with others. But what if there were another class of beach? One that exists on a... Cliff may have summoned the director to exploit its power and trigger the last... It's the only rational explanation, which is why...
If Hartman's right, then we're using the chiral network in Amelie's beach to trigger the last stranding? That's why Higgs went after Amelie, wasn't it? If it was Cliff who put him up to it. Yeah, with the last stranding, he'll finally have his revenge against the world. You've got to stop. You've got to make the jump to Amelie's beach as soon as get in and get her back. It's our only hope. If you can't, then we're all doomed.
Be there for you. And your mom. No matter what. I couldn't just go off and get myself killed anymore. Couldn't leave you all alone. I couldn't. I had it all wrong. All wrong. Being a father didn't make me scared. It made me brave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it took me so long. Don't make the same mistake. Be yourself. Be free.
Captain, I need you to hand it over.
Shoot him, John. Shoot him! I gave you an order. Shoot him!